Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests.
Good evening.
Just a reminder again that we will have our Moments of Truth on 22nd September 2025. Request all the Mechanians to please attend it because we will require more than 50% of attendance to conduct it, and we would like to finish it up on 22nd September 2025. Now over to our VP for announcements.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. The following roles have been booked for the next meeting, which is happening on 15th of September. We have one speech slot booked by Toastmaster Samir, one speech slot booked by Toastmaster Shuba, and one speech slot booked by Toastmaster Sakshi. All the other roles are open. Please contact me at the earliest. And for the meeting happening on 22nd of September, that is on the Moments of Truth, we have one speech slot booked by Toastmaster Chetan. All the other roles are open. I request everybody not to cancel once you have booked a particular role or a speech slot, because it gets very difficult for me to replace it at the very last minute. So request everybody to book a slot only and only if you are able to take it up. Continue with taking up the role. And also I request all the members who are not really active to come forward and take up roles and give speeches. Since I feel somewhere repetition is happening with especially with the MPG roles, I request all the non-active members to come forward and take up roles. Thank you, and over to the president.
I have a suggestion for this. You have a problem, some people cancel even. So you can, when they cancel, the way forward for it is that can you fix somebody else for that role? Put the onus on that person. Put the moral obligation on that person.
Yes, sir, that's absolutely.
There is a moral obligation. You can't cancel. So you tell him you can cancel. We can understand your exigencies, but fix another person for it. You think it's a system.
Yeah.
How you manage the system is leadership.
You can have one as a spare one.
Backup.
Or backup or this thing. In the event anybody cancels, if I am here, you can contact me. And you can harp on me.
But nowadays, cars don't have spare tires, if you remember. They don't give spare tires in cars nowadays. So you have to be having the right four wheels to make it work. So this, if you consider this as a car, commitment is a necessity.
Sir, in the event of unforeseen things, such things can happen.
Yeah, it can happen, but he has to fix somebody else.
The thing is, there are
It's a moral obligation.
No, I understand. When they are committed, they have to come here.
Yeah.
There are
No, it happens, but at least he should be made aware that he should fix somebody else. Okay, let that be. It is not that people can cancel, get away, walk out anytime. It's everybody benefits in the whole process.
That's correct. What you said, I fully agree.
point to be considered, and I think we will start doing that. That way, everybody will be obligated to go forward with the rule. Thank you, and over to the president.
The sergeant can take over.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
A mark of a good team, of a good Toastmasters team, is usually that it can be related to and interpreted in many different ways. By that account, I think today's theme, Word through Blunted Sight, definitely marks that checkbox. Blunted sight, that is something that describes my world perfectly at times. I'm short-sighted, so without my glasses, I can't see beyond 2 feet. Anything beyond that is blurry, hazy, I miss out on the details. Those with glasses, I'm sure can relate. Yeah. So that can have some annoying, but also some unexpected consequences. When I'm doing my hair in the mornings, I usually take off my glasses and then stand in front of the mirror and then do it. And so when I'm done, I think, wow, I'm having a good hair day. No stray hairs, my skin looks good, I can't see any wrinkles. And then I put on my glasses, and poof, the illusion is shattered completely. So in a sense, without my glasses, what I can see is a blurrier, hazier world, but also maybe a softer, less judgmental, more kinder world. And that leads me to think about some other types of glasses that we all can have. Mental glasses. they're usually tinted glasses through which we view the world. And it's just a question to ponder, but maybe we could ask ourselves, what are the glasses that we have on ourselves when we look at the world? Now, I would like to introduce you to someone who's always asking the right questions, who never backs down from a spam caller, and who's a budding writer and poetess. She currently works as a skills trainer, as a freelance skills trainer, and has previously worked at Hewlett-Packard and Accenture. Please join me in welcoming our president, Toastmaster Latha.
Thank you, our Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachana, for this beautiful introduction. We have a couple of guests over here in the meeting. I would request all our guests to stand wherever they are and introduce themselves. Let us know your name and how did you know about McCall Communication Club. Yes, please.
Hi, my name is Ajay. I heard about Toastmasters a long time ago, and now I decided to work on it and go ahead and come understand about it and things like that. So I heard it helps you. I have a fear of speaking in front of people in stage fright, so I want to overcome that. So Toastmasters is a good option to overcome.
And I hope to see you in the club very soon. Our next guest.
Good evening. Hi, my name is K Shastri. This is my third session here as a guest, and I am looking forward to becoming a permanent member of this. I'm here through the reference by my uncle who used to be here, not this club, but another club far from here. So my goal here is to improve my communication skills, socializing skills, and actually not be awkward towards women. Women may or may not be my main motivation here, because I may or may not have insecurities. Let's keep it in there. Okay. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Ankit. Toastmasters, I've heard about Toastmasters from college days. I'm taking a step towards understanding my communication skills. I usually have anxiety towards in intimate settings and talking to people. So I know Toastmasters is a good platform, and this is very close to my house, so that's why I've chosen this.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Deepa. I put up an Anna Nigger, and I came here by through Google search and to improve my communication skills and personality development. Thank you.
Hearty welcome to all our guests, and I would like to see you all turn into Meconians very soon. Now I would like to call upon our Secretary Toastmaster Madhusudhan to read out the M1 for meeting number 1332.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. Here are the minutes of the meeting for the meeting number 1332 held on 1st September. The theme was asking better questions. The word of the week was adroit. The business session started at 6:25 p.m. and was chaired by President Toastmaster Latha. The following points were discussed in the business session. The President made the following announcements. She mentioned the result of the poll held to conduct the Moments of Truth session, which would be 22nd of September as voted by members, and also mentioned that the area director had confirmed her presence for the meeting, spoke of the importance of the Moments of Truth session and requested members to join the meeting as more than 50% quorum was needed. On behalf of the Vice President Education, the President made the following announcements. For the meeting on September 8th, 2 speech slots had been booked, and that all other MTG and TAPG roles were open for interested members to take. The regular meeting started at 6:27 p.m. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachana started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Latha. The President opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Shivaprasad, and the MC spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day. Timer was Toastmaster Rahul R. Gandhi. Our counter was Toastmaster Vikram Bharadwaj, TP Evaluator was DTM K Prabhakara, and Grammarian was Toastmaster Suresh Jagannath. There were two prepared speakers for the day. The first speaker was Toastmaster Aadishwar, the evaluator was Toastmaster Shreya Rao, and the second speaker was Toastmaster Deepa Krishna Reddy, and the evaluator was Toastmaster Sakshi Gupta. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Chetan Vashish and had 10 speakers in total. And the general evaluation was conducted by DTM K Prabhakara. The winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Deepa Krishna Reddy, Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Shreya M. Rao, Best Table Topic Speaker, DTM K Prabhakara, Best Role Taker for TAPG was Toastmaster Rahul R. Gandhi, and Best Role Taker for MTG was Toastmaster Chetan Vashish. The President closed the meeting at 8:19 p.m., followed by the national anthem. Thank you.
Any objections raised or any amendments proposed from the club? Since there are no objections raised or amendments proposed, I hereby accept the MOF number 1332 and open the meeting number 1333. World Through Blunted Sight, a book written by K Prabhakara. Now this book talks about how vision impairment or defects, how it hampers an individual's creative feeling, the creative arts through arts, and how it hampers they look at reality in the world. This book talks about that. K Prabhakara was the ophthalmologist when he wrote the book in 1970. Now when we talk about, when you look about more the human side of this particular thing, what was given by Toastmaster of the day, it talks about when you have a vision defectiveness or impairment, how it affects the human's mental state, emotional state, what they go through. So when I was just reading through all this, an incident came into my mind which I had experienced a few years back. Some years back I had taken my parents for an eye checkup. Both of them are diabetic. I had taken them to an eye hospital, where I met one of my schoolmates over there, high school mate. So I thought maybe she had glasses, she would have come to just have a regular checkup what it is, regular checkup for it. Then I saw her daughter and I just wanted to go and talk to her. I just gave a handshake, but I did not know that the kid was blind. So she couldn't match up with my hands and she started crying. And I did not know that she cannot see. Then I suddenly looked at my friend and I said, what happened to her? Why is she not able to shake hands with me? Like Latha, recently she went with an accident and she lost her eyesight. And the kid would be somewhere around 12 to 13 years old. The moment I looked at her, that tears in her eyes told me a lot of stories. When she was inside the checkup with the doctor, her mother was sitting with me and talking. I don't know how did this happen. Is she blind or vision impairment having from the birth? She said, no, Latha. She was a very free-going kid. A kid who used to love, is a passionate painter who loved colors. She can talk about various shades of pinks, the various shades of reds, the various shades of yellows, but just by looking at it. She was a budding painter. She was going through classes and she loved colors. And there are all the colors what a 12-year-old kid should have in their life. But this unfaithful accident just removed all the colors from her life. Now she gets scared even holding the painting brush. She gets scared when someone asks her a question. She's so scared. How will she take forward her life? And that's when I understood. When you lose your vision, it's the main, where you see the world, you feel the world, you understand the world. You know the reality, what is there. These things make you feel, when you have all your sensory organs intact, a normal, healthy human life when you have, how much you take it easy. But when someone loses it and you empathize with them, that's when you understand what the real pain is. I just went to that kid and I told her one thing. This accident, no one could save you from. It was something very unfortunate. But there's one thing you can do. Either you can sit and cry your whole life about it, or you can work on yourself and do things what a normal human being with a proper eyesight cannot do. You have just one life. Make it or break it. And I'm very happy that that kid took these words seriously. She's taking one step small steps at a time, and she's trying to rebuild herself. Maybe at not the pace what a normal child with eyesight could do, but a person with a short-sightedness is doing. Now talking about the person who gave us this theme, the software developer, an avid reader, a passionate sports person, an evergreen acting sergeant at arms for Mekong Communication Club, the person whom we always rely when our sergeant at arms is not there. Let's give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Chetan.
Spectacles were invented in the 1600s, but were considered harmful for the eyes till about 100 years ago. Good evening, Toastmasters and my dear guests. As a result of this interesting phenomena, all the old paintings that are there are actually painted without glasses. So that means we get to see what the artist was actually seeing. Think about that. So we get to see exactly what the artist itself was saying. Let's consider the myope or a short-sighted person, much like Toastmaster Rachana. That means they prefer books to a bowler bowling a cricket ball, right? Because it's difficult to see what's far away. And when the famous poet Alfred Lord Tennyson, I believe his name, is the one who wrote Charge of the Light Brigade. When he was asked, what does he see when he looks at the sky? He said, I can see 3 colors in the rainbow. That's it. That's how short-sighted he was. Let's come to the hypermetropes. These are the folks who cannot see what's close by. So you would see them sitting in the last benches of their classroom and looking at the stage, but not looking at their own books that's in front of them. These are the guys who go on to become athletes, and they prefer the big picture. The myopes prefer the nitty-gritty details. With this, I would like to draw your attention to the crux of the matter. When you go to a museum next time, I would like you to look at a painting. The ideal viewing distance for a painting depends entirely on the artist's vision. If the artist was a myopic, he would prefer details. So he would want you to view it from up close. Therefore, you would see a smaller canvas with a lot of details. But if it's a hypermetro, he would want you to view it from far away. So you take 10 feet, 20 feet sometimes, and you look at these massive canvases. That's when you know it's a hypermetro. With that, I would like to leave you with a parting thought. Hypermetropia, myopia, or whatever your blunted edge is, none of it is bad. We just need to learn to play to our strengths. After all, every artist is successful, right? In some sense. With that, I would like to focus on a story from 100 years ago. A man who had a vision, and it took him 20 years to realize that vision. His name was Ralph C. Smedley, and that vision echoes through the hearts of over 250,000 Toastmasters today. These members are distributed over 150 countries in over 14,000 clubs. One such club is Mekong Communication Club, which has been successfully running for over 25 years, and we have some of our founding members sitting with us today. So for the benefit of the guests, I would like to dive straight into, I had to go to the TAPG roles. I forgot about that. Let's start with the TAPG team. These are the 4 folks who will help keep the meeting running smoothly. So let's start with our timer, Toastmaster Aadishwar.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As a timer, I'll keep track on the time for table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluations. And I'll signal speakers with green, yellow, and red cards. For table topic, allotted time is 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I'll show the green card, 1 minute 30 seconds yellow card, and red are 2 minutes. For an icebreaker speech, 4 to 6 minutes is allotted time. I'll show green card at 4 minutes, yellow at 5, and red at 6. For regular prepared speeches, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Green at 5, yellow at 6, and red at 7. For evaluations, allotted time is 2 to 3 minutes. Green at 2, yellow at 2:30, and 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red at 3. I'll give my report in the Ajay evaluation. Thanks.
Next, let's hear from our counter, Toastmaster Bhoopathi.
Greeting Mr. or Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster and guest. The purpose of our counter is to note word and sound that are used as a crush or pass filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds including and her. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each word used the expression. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhoopathi. Let's hear from our grammarian Toastmaster Dishitha.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As grammarian, I will pay close attention and take note of the great and not so great usages of the language. And as word master, it is my pleasure to introduce the word of the day. It is acumen, which means the ability to make good judgments and good decisions, typically in a particular domain. I encourage all the speakers to use the word of the day. When called upon, I will present my report to the use of the language during the meeting. Thank you.
Usage.
Okay. Usage of the language.
No. It's okay.
You have to
What
tell
is
the
the
usage.
usage?
Word of the day.
The usage of the word of the day is our Toastmaster of the day showed great acumen in keeping the meeting lively and on time.
Finally, let's hear it from our PP Evaluator Toastmaster Samir.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. To achieve excellency, discipline is important. Discipline is nothing but a set of rules. So, these are the simple rules I would like to request every member of this meeting to follow, because not only it increases the quality of meeting, it also helps the concentrate and boost the confidence of the person behind the lectern. First rule, enter and exit during an applause. Avoid crosstalk. Keep your phones on silent mode. Avoid usage of the sex, religion, and politics. As a PP evaluator, I will monitor the meeting and I will give my report during general evaluation.
If you were interested in what you just heard, I would highly recommend the book World Through Blunted Sight by Patrick Terraroper. The book is over 50 years old, but he goes over all kinds of visual conditions like astigmatism, presbyopia, schizophrenia, all of these things, and what it does to different kinds of arts, from poetry to paintings and all the way to leadership. You will see how it affected even Hitler's life. So with that, I'd like to dive into the meeting itself. We have 3 sessions. The first session is the prepared speech session. The second one is the table topics, and finally we'll have the general evaluation. Our prepared speech session, 2 speakers will come up to the stage. They have been given projects in advance for which they have prepared, and their speeches will be evaluated by their assigned evaluators. Our first speech will be given by Toastmaster Ajay, for which I would like to call upon the evaluator, Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Toastmaster Ajay Chandra is attempting level 1 icebreaker session. The purpose of the project is for the member to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Notes for the evaluator: this member is completing their first speech in Toastmasters. The goal of the evaluation is to give the member an effective evaluation of their speech and delivery style. Because the icebreaker is the first project a member completes, you may choose to use only the notes session and not the numerical score. Thank you, and I will give my report at the end of January.
Our first speech today is going to be an icebreaker by Toastmaster Ajay. His speech is titled Eagle and Chicken Story. I repeat, Level 1, Project 1, Eagle and Chicken Story by Toastmaster Ajay Chandra.
An eagle raised among chicken never learns that it can fly high. I've heard this story hundreds of times from my father, especially once after every parent-teacher meeting. Let me tell the story of this bird today. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests. For any chick, the nest plays a crucial role in its early stages of development. I was very lucky in this regard. I grew up in a large traditional joint family, 14 members strong. I was raised bilingual, speaking both Tulu and Kannada. This allowed me to pick up more languages like Hindi and a bit of Telugu and Tamil along the way. But my mother always said the only language I truly understood was that of the fist. Jokes apart, she is a really sweet person and a very busy homemaker. During my childhood, her mom radar was always on. Any new class within a 3-kilometer radius, my brother and I were enrolled. We went to everything from abacus class, painting, yoga, basketball, badminton, harmonium, the most dreadful of all, tuition classes. Meanwhile, my father was a hardworking entrepreneur, burning the midnight oil for the family business. I remember him coming home from office was more exciting than anything. It is not the same today. But sooner or later, always the chicken and eagle story used to make its grand re-entry in the dinner table, right? That is the same today. Now, as in the next stages of development, a chick tries to emulate its parents to learn and spread its wings even while in the nest. In my case, I picked up badminton by watching my father enjoy the sport. To this day, my morning is incomplete without a good game with my buddies. On the other hand, my father was a Toastmaster. Probably that's where he picked up this stupid eagle story. But seeing him practice at home made me, an introvert, join an elocution contest. It is blood alone that can avenge the blood the enemy has spilled. It is blood alone that can pay the price of freedom. Give me blood, and I promise you freedom. I said this speech, of course, in a better way. It went well, and more importantly, it allowed me to enter the world of Model United Nations. One thing led to another, and I found myself building a formidable MUN team and laying the foundations of a strong money culture in my school. That is the first time I began to spread the wings of my leadership. Once the wings have been developed, the parent eagle has to do something unimaginable. They have to push down the chick from the tree. I spared my parents of this trouble and left home before they could even blink. Deep down, I always knew I wanted to carry forward the legacy of the family business. To formalize and grow the business acumen that I already had inherited, I chose to pursue a BBA course from Symbiosis Pune when I left home. Later on, I took an MBA course from IIM Jammu. I carried my passion for sports through my college years, and in fact, I was elected into the student council as a sports secretary. With great power comes great pleasure. I enjoyed my campus life. After graduation, I decided to throw myself into a sales job. In order to experience the gusty winds of the corporate world before I can even think about navigating the vast horizons of my family business. So, I served as the area sales manager at Relaxo Footwear for a year and a half, and today it has been 10 months into my new role as the Chief of Staff in my family business. That has been my journey so far, and throughout I have faced a chicken complex. Am I going high enough, or can I go higher? Have I performed to my best, or am I chickening out? These questions have always haunted me. That is why I am here at Toastmasters today, to challenge myself, to unlock a bit more of my potential and sharpen my wings amongst you all eagles. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ajay, for your wonderful words. All of us enjoyed that speech. Okay. For our second speech today, which will be given by Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi, it's a level 1 project 4, which will be evaluated by Toastmaster Apoorva. Can you please have the guidelines?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guest. Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi is attempting level 1 project 4 of presentation mastery. The purpose of the speech is for the member to deliver constructive feedback on another member's sorry, this is the purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from the evaluator. The member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. Focus on the member's speaking style. Be sure to recommend improvements that the member can apply to the next speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The member will ask you to evaluate their second speech at a future meeting. Thank you, and over to the
To clarify, this is a 3-part project. One part is evaluation. So Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi will have to evaluate a speech. The second part of it is for him to give a speech and then take evaluation. And in the third part, Apoorva, who has evaluated his speech today, will have to re-evaluate his speech next time and criticize whether he has applied that feedback correctly or not. So today he is attempting part 2, where he will have to give a speech and take feedback that he can apply during his next speech. Right? So I'd like to introduce our speaker for today. He is a chartered accountant, a budding entrepreneur, and when he comes to the stage, his fluid movements and insightful thoughts always get you excited. So let's hear from Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi. His speech is titled Journey of Life. Journey of Life, Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi.
Show of hands. How many of you have been on a vacation? Vacation? Okay, everyone. So everyone can connect to what I'm trying to tell. Recently, in the month of March, I'd been to a vacation where I drove to and fro around 4,000 kilometers. Okay. Happy evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. We started from Bangalore, went to Dharwad, covering Karnataka state, then to Maharashtra, from there Gujarat, then Rajasthan. That was our destination. From there, coming from via Madhya Pradesh, we returned to Gujarat, Maharashtra, and back to Karnataka. This was all the journey. How is it relevant to our life as such? As you all know, I've read a lot of books and all. I'll be giving you sprinkles of what happened during the journey. Journey was quite simple. I was driving, my brother was there, my father was there, mother was there. We were driving all around. While we were driving, we found beautiful mountains all around. Or the taste of the food was different, the culture was different, the air was different. As we changed the states, everything changed all around. And by the time we reached the destination, we forgot about destination also, because the journey was so beautiful all around. After reading around 300 summary books and applying it, internalizing whatever learnings I have done, I want to, in the next 3 minutes, I want to share you the nectar. What is that, what I've learned from 300 books and what I've experienced. If you're able to grasp this, it will definitely help you and be an acumen in your coming life. What is that nectar all around? We travel, whenever we have a choice to travel from destination A to destination B or point A to point B, we have different types of vehicle, right? Two-wheeler, three-wheeler, four-wheeler or aeroplane, anything. In my case, we took car. Car had how many wheels? How many wheels? 4 wheels. So each of these 4 wheels denote different areas of life. And this I discovered in my COVID. That is a story for another day. First wheel denotes your physical health. Second wheel denotes your financial health. Third wheel denotes your spiritual health. Fourth wheel denotes your emotional health. It is not mandatory that you should travel in a four-wheeler. You can always travel in two-wheeler or without vehicle also. But it is a choice where you want to build your life. You want to build it in a four-wheeler, two-wheeler or no-wheeler. Coming to the next part of it. After having the wheels of the car, the next person is the driver, right? Whenever we are driving in our life, there are 3 important friends who are always with us. I call them 3F. What do I call them? 3F. First is the focus, second is the fear, third is the faith. Focus, fear and faith. The person who is driving the car is the person who will be focusing. The person beside him will decide how he will ride. In our journey of life, this also applies a similar way. How is it relevant? The person beside you is having faith in you, then you will travel long. The person beside you is having a fear, is giving you fear, then it's difficult. So fear will always be there in life. Whom you ask to sit beside decides how you go about it. The third part comes about the sector where I specialize in, which is our financial health. How important is money in our life? If someone wanted to know, in this journey, money is as simple as petrol or fuel for the vehicle. Nothing more, nothing less. In our life to go on, we need a continuous supply of fuel so that we can continue our journey. Does anyone have an example where without fuel you can continue the journey? No. You can continue, but you'll have to again compromise on whatever limitations. You have to leave car and then continue. That's the third part of it. Coming to the next part, having seen vehicles, focus on the driver, fuel, fourth comes the most important part, the night driving. It was damn scary, and our future is too like that. We don't know where we will end up or where we will go. On that journey, how I was able to drive was very simple. The headlights. Car ka headlight gave me 2 feet ka distance. Only 2 feet I was able to see. Balance of the road I was not able to see. Similarly, we have to focus out of 100 tasks, only the next task, not about all other tasks. If you are able to do that, I guess most of the things will fall in place. To sum up in one simple example, focus on 4 areas which is denoted by 4 wheels of the car to acumen in your life. Second thing, know who is the driver. Is it you or someone else is driving? If you are the driving, if accident happens, you will be responsible. If someone else is driving, you are given him the token, then you can't blame him. Being in a joint family, I have seen often that decision of one person is taken by another and they start blaming the other person. That should never happen. And this takes off a lot of load from your life, wherein it is clear that you will be focusing on your life. Third, the importance of money. There should be continuous supply so that you make sure of that. Fourth, I could have traveled alone all the way, but with family, the pleasure is different. Alone, I could have walked fast. Together, we have walked far. Fifth and the most important thing, destination is not important. On the way, we should enjoy all these small gaps which we took, and that is what we all are missing around in our life. With this, I want to end. The next time you see a car, remember this analogy and let it spread like a wildfire with you. Thank you.
Thank you for your wise words, Toastmaster Rahul. Now, let's move on to the second session for today. It's the ever exciting table topic session. Our table topic master is Toastmaster Sachin. He is a chess champion. He's represented Karnataka at state level. Yes, he's represented Karnataka at state level multiple times, and he's currently doing his PGDM at St. Joseph's University. So let's hear it from Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Chetan, for that wonderful introduction. So, for the benefit of the guest, in table topic, a random member will be chosen. They'll be given a topic for which they have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. It's all about how you apply your creativity. So, let's dive into the session. The first topic, what's the strangest food combination you actually enjoy? I repeat, what's the strangest food combination you actually enjoy? DTM Udanka.
Thank you for the topics master. What is the strangest food combination that I do enjoy? Me being a food lover, I love going and exploring new cuisines all across the city and states. It's been a long time that I've tried out something new or something crazy, but something I would definitely always remember is when I had been on a road trip, just like how Rahul was saying, I also had been on a road trip, and it was in Maharashtra, where we know Maharashtra is famous for poha, and we know Maharashtra is famous for vada pavs and all other pavs there. But there, I came across a small vendor where he was selling the same usual foods were there, pavs, everything was there, but I was like, आपके पास क्या special है? Translating, what special do you have? He said, I have poha pav. Like, what? Like, poha pav. Like, tell me one thing, are you just putting poha inside the bun and giving it to me? He said, no. I said, okay, give it to me, I'll try it out. Then he took the simple pav, added poha in it, added the green chutney, added the lime imli chutney, some save, except the vada, what we have in vada pav, he replaced it with poha. And he served it to me as a poha pav. So I thought it would not taste good, but apparently it turned out to be really amazing. And that day I was like, okay, some food items what we try, which is like, oh my god, can we eat this? Turns out to be a blunder sometime, and I really enjoy those cuisines everywhere. And though I try, I might not try it the next time, but I'll make sure I try it once in my lifetime. That's me as a foodie.
Speaking of strange combinations, imagine if your whole life was a big movie. Coming to my next topic, if your life were turned into a movie, what would the title be and why? I repeat, if your life were turned into a movie, what would be the title and why? This goes to DTM K Prabhakara.
Mr. Table Topic Masters, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. I feel I am a targeted person here. Kind of abstract things are posed to me most of the time. Anyway, if life were to be something, what would be the title of the movie or something like that?
Life were turned into a movie, what would be that?
Yeah, I would say that first, the title of the movie is Essence of Knowledge is having it to apply it. That's a tagline. But Essence of Knowledge would be the title of the movie. what it is like. We learn from kindergarten, we are all put up a ladder to take up different professions, finally we land up, we earn money, and we all do that with one tool called knowledge. And those who really excel in that each spaces that they choose is they apply that knowledge, the common sense associated with that. Whoever excels in that, they get separated out. And even that, you can say very much that kind of thing is in Toastmaster ambience as well. As we are learning, it is all coming through one word called proactivity. Whoever is proactive here, they naturally gravitate towards leadership. And the tool again is communication. You will see that people, the members who are chosen, the EC position, are kind of requested, will you be this position, you take this position. Automatically, today I mentioned that the go-to man as far as Sergeant at Arms is Chetan, for example. Udanka really dashed himself to various kinds of roles all over the place. And he kept trying. So this is true of office situation also. And whatever you learn, if you see an opening there and you see you apply the knowledge there and prove that this is the right way forward, and that is the one is going to be one that serves you as something of a stepping block or a step in the ladder. So my life has been like that. I'm an engineer and I have applied my knowledge, whether it is from kindergarten level to the high school level to the physics, every piece of thing that I have applied, I have used it. And that's why I think perhaps I have gravitated towards different places and position, given responsibility as well in my office that is this building. So I would say my movie would be full of incidents and tensions associated with knowledge, equations, works, and the movie would be titled The Knowledge, the Essence of It. Over to table topic master.
So every movie has its own twists and turns, and those twists consist with a lot of lies. So talking about lies, my next topic is, what's the funniest lie you have ever told? What's the funniest lie you have ever told? This goes to Toastmaster Jyothi.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. When I remember about lie, I have told many lies and I have been true also. Both has given me its own consequences. I remember as a young girl of teenage, 12, 13, I was at my uncle's place and I had taken the nail paint. At that time we used to keep it in the fridge. Applied it, and then while keeping the bottle, the knob came open and the nail paint fell down on the fridge as well as the floor. And I ran away from there. But then my aunt, when she asked who did this, I went and told her that I did it. And for that I was rewarded at that time Horlicks bottle to eat it by myself. So Horlicks was not to be for not drinking but eating. At the same time, I did my CA articles, and there was a theatre right opposite to our office. And whenever the movie came up, so I used to go and tell my boss. I used to come late or go early because one of my friend's mother met with an accident and I had to donate blood, and I would be in the theatre. Quite a lot of time it happened, and then one day I was caught. Okay, every next day you are going to donate blood, what about your health? But then I had no answer and I kept quiet. But after 25 years, I did my articles in Nagpur and I came to Bangalore, and I realized CA article was not my cup of tea or coffee. And then when I went to Nagpur after 25 years, I met my CA boss and I told him sorry because I had done so much of unwanted things then and had not been there 100%, and he thought that I was like, you know, a budding CA. So that's about lies and truth.
Now imagine telling that lie in someone else's voice. The next topic, if you could swap voices with anyone in the world, whose would it be? I repeat, if you could swap voices with anyone in the world, whose would it be? This goes to Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa. If you could swap voices with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Swap is exchange. Exchange the voice.
Who, with anyone in the world, who would it be?
Still like red pens.
If you could exchange voices with anyone in the world, who would it be?
So what he wants to tell is, for example, if you want to exchange your voice with Amitabh Bachchan. So Amitabh Bachchan is the person with whom you want to exchange your voice. Or whose voice do you want?
Ellargu namaskara. Very difficult subject I want to understand and talk. Anyhow, 2 minutes is there. I need to talk something, whether you like it or not. See, generally, I don't undertake such eventualities in my life. I don't want to swap or anything. Anyhow, the master, tabletop master has given whom you would like to swap. And that answer is also given by the madam. I like Amitabh Bachchan. Very nice, fantastic. The way he was conducting the, what is the program? Kaun Banega Crorepati. His expressions, his feelings, his encouragement was driving the opponent to reach his goal. Very nice and fantastic was that. That was his speech. I like to swap, but it is impossible to swap him. And so we have to this thing. So coming back to whom you would like to swap or whom you would like speeches is, we need to understand ourselves. We need to don't copy anybody. You act as for your inner conscience says. So swap yourself. Don't swap others. Swapping others is the thing, but copying. Copying will not yield any result in your life. Don't copy anybody. Have your own method of moving in life. That's all my advice to all of the Toastmasters, young Toastmasters who are sitting here. That's all my talk on this subject. Thank you very much.
So voices are known to change trends. So talking about trends, my next topic, what's the silliest trend you have ever followed? This goes to Toastmaster Gajendra.
I think the silliest trend I ever followed, like back in the days, I mean I'm 23, so probably like when I was 15, 16, or probably 13, 14, was putting Instagram stories, because everyone used to do it that day. And recently, my account that I created that time is still the same. So recently I was going through it and I was looking at my stories and I was so embarrassed by it. Like literally I've taken pictures of caterpillar and put it such a funny tail. I don't know how old was I hope I was very young. And extremely, idiotic nonsense stories I should put. And I should put, when people should die, I should be like RIP, like they matter to me. And when someone puts some quote or something, I should be like, oh wow, what a wonderful quote. Like I never used that quote in my life. But still I should just do it, just for the sake of, being, I think, going with the trend. And few trends which I like, few trends I've not caught up to is, I think, and there are many trends actually. For example, men dressing up like women. And I think I kicked the PP relatives love there. But, and a lot of things like, I don't know if I should be going to this path, but it's fine. Like, people, they talk about, him, her, they, them. I don't know what that is actually. One day my friend, I went to Christ University with him, and the one girl, his friend, was like, what's your name? I'm like, Gajendra. I'm like, oh, are you him, her, they, them? I'm like, I'm just me, Gajendra. That's it. So I don't get a few trends, and before I let my intrusive thoughts kick in, I'll give it back to
Trends may fade eventually, but embarrassing moments last forever, right? So my next topic, what's the most embarrassing moment you laugh about even now? This goes to Toastmaster Shuba.
It was one of those days, I think the season was either summer or monsoon. But you know, when those bugs, I don't know if they're termites or they have like really huge wings and clusters of them are like at all of these tube lights. So I had to buy some stationery or something. So and I was wearing like a pullover and it was a little loose. And I walked to the stationery shop. I passed one like lamp light and I was heading down the road when suddenly I felt something moving inside, and it was buzzing. I didn't know whether I should go in front or back, but I could hear it all over the place and feel it. So I like slapped myself and walked like this the entire way. Felt like I was taking an oath or something. And I made myself all the way to the stationery shop, and I said, okay, I need 3D outline or whatever it was, and I didn't have the right change, so I gave a 500 note, but I could still feel the thing moving, so I was like ready to like get out of there, so I forgot to take the change and I crossed the road, and then the stationery shop guy was like, your change, and it was like, this was like $20 and I'd given a 500 note. So that delayed my time a bit, and then by the time I ran back home and actually saw what was inside, it was like in pieces. I had killed it to the most, like it was like a splat on me, and yeah, that's like an incident I would never forget. Luckily there was no audience. I don't know who like saw me on the way there, but yeah, this was I think one of my embarrassing moments.
So some moments can be embarrassing, but it's even more embarrassing when it happens to celebrities. Talking of celebrities, my next topic. If you could prank a famous celebrity, who would it be? And what prank would you pull? I repeat, if you could prank a celebrity, who would it be? And what prank would you pull? Who goes to Toastmaster Madhusudhan?
So off the bat, I'd like to say I don't hate celebrities, but I do love pranks. And I think the best ever prank that I've ever pulled off in my life is actually 20 odd years ago. Let's say I was 7-8 years old. Some of you might know this story. I was 7-8 years old. I'm at my maternal grandmother's place. So there's my cousin sister with me. She's 4 years old. And back in that time, you'd get all these tamarind, I don't know what you call those chocolates. So they're like very small, round black balls. And coincidentally, what else looks like round black balls? Goat feces. So, being the funny kid that I was back in the day, I picked up goat feces and I gave it to my cousin sister. And she saw it. She was, I think, 2-3 years old. And she put it in her mouth. So literally, I made my cousin sister eat goat feces. So Anusha, if you're seeing this, I'm sorry. But that was the biggest prank that I ever pulled off. And that was actually not so good because later on our mothers fought with each other because what is your son doing? So if I ever pull a prank, this is what I'd probably do. I'd probably go to some Hollywood actor. I just can't think of a name. I'll probably say this is a delicacy from India. Here you go. So that might be it. So yeah, thank you.
So what the middle of these pranks, you always need a good excuse. So coming to my next topic, what's the weirdest excuse you have ever used to skip any event? I repeat, what's the weirdest excuse you have ever used to skip any event? This goes to Toastmaster Bhavana.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Okay, what's the weirdest excuse I've used to skip any event? Okay, I have an incident when I was in when I was in 8th grade. I used to travel to school with my friend, and I always used to be late. So she used to travel by bus, and I used to travel with her. And my school was a school which was very strict. Like 1 minute you're late, and they wouldn't let us in at all. So, like one day we were like 5 minutes late, and we were not let inside the school. So we were just sitting in the bus stand, and we were chatting all the way. Like our school used to start at 1:30. I'm so sorry. It used to start at 8:30, but we were sitting there till 11 a.m. and sitting and chatting. So my principal, she saw us. And she actually came. She didn't come. She sent someone, and she called us in her cabin. She kind of kind of screwed us, but then she also asked us for an explanation of why you skipped school and why were you sitting there. So I had to come up with an excuse. What I said was, this is a very bad excuse, you're not supposed to give this, but I said my grandmother slipped, and so I had to help her get to the hospital. But that wasn't true, but she somehow bought the story, and thankfully she didn't call my parents to check whether it was true or not. This was kind of like the weirdest experience. Back to you.
So excuses always start very young, and because childhood is full of misunderstandings. Talking about misunderstandings, my next topic, share the funniest childhood misunderstanding or mix-up you had. I repeat, share the funniest childhood misunderstanding or mix-up you had. This goes to Toastmaster Aadishwar.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So, funniest misunderstanding. So, during my childhood, I was a mischievous kid, and everyone in my family knew. But when there's a family outing, I live in a joint family, so except my family members, all the other relatives thought I was the most innocent kid who doesn't talk to anyone, who doesn't do anything. So we all cousins gathered. There was a family outing. We all cousins were there, all kids. I was playing with my cousin. There will be always one cousin, you don't like that cousin. So you plan with the other cousins that we have to have fun with this cousin. So she was my sister, cousin sister. We thought we'll prank her. So we took her near swimming pool. We were like, we'll play near swimming pool. And then when we were just playing, we were playing what? We were playing catch. So, catching the person, not catching the person. So we asked our small sister, the younger sister, come catch us. And we all, she didn't know swimming. We all went in the water. We you come in the water. We were young, no. She didn't know I will drown or something. She jumped into the water. And we all escaped outside. 5 minutes we run away. 5 minutes she's literally like this. We were like, oh shit, what happened? And then first thing, my father comes. He's like, you were the one who did it. I'm like, it was not me. There are other cousins also who are mischievous. In front of the whole family members, I get through. But then the other boy, he actually felt bad because how my father scolded me. He's like, no, uncle, it was actually me who did it, not Aadishwar. And then my father is like, no, but still I know you are covering up for Aadishwar. He's your favorite cousin. No, I know Aadishwar did it. And then, I was like, no, why don't you trust me? And then the manager, that resort manager comes in there. I'm like, no, sir, even I saw it was not him. He was sitting silently there. He was just in water. He ran out. And then they show the CCTV camera, and then my dad is like, okay, you didn't do okay. And then all the family was like, yeah, they tell my dad, yeah, Kappa, why are you scolding this guy? He's such an innocent, this guy. And then my father started telling what pranks actually I do in school. And then everyone is like, oh, seriously, Aadishwar is like that? Okay, yeah, so that was the big mix-up happened in front of a family outing, and yeah, that's it. Thank you.
So the next topic, if you could invent a brand new silly holiday, what would it be? I repeat, if you could invent a brand new silly holiday, what would it be? This goes to Toastmaster Sakshi.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. The plan will be to have no plan for my holiday, because from the day I have arrived to Bangalore, I have always heard that you have to plan before coming out of your house where you have to go, because there is so much of traffic. You have to see the time, you have to see money, you have to see everything. But if that is not a constraint, the first thing which I will do is I'll buy a helicopter. I'll become the pilot of my helicopter. I don't want any restrictions. I want to travel, and then the first rule which I applied, then no plan where to go. Just whenever you feel like going, you pick your helicopter from your own terrace, you start, and then you just go. Whether it is Paris, it is America, it is Germany, wherever you feel like. So that is my dream holiday, which I wish I could do one day. If not that, even I have seen many dreams living like a life like that. If not that, until I'm in Bangalore, I'll definitely look for the other three options which I saw. Timings, the area which I'm going, the traffic, rain, weather, everything. So that's my holiday vacation. Thank you, and over to you.
This is the last topic of the day. So, if you could add one unique feature to a human being, what would it be? If you could add one unique feature to a human being, what would it be? This goes to Toastmasters Sai Snehal.
Table topics master, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I don't know what features human bodies already have, because every day I find out something new. But if I were to add something, I think the ability to put yourself through anything, because you thought it was going to be humorous, but I'll switch the side today. Most of the time we endure hardships and we give up in midway. How many of you do that? Be honest, it's okay. Rahul?
No choice.
So we do that most of the time. We face a hardship and we give it away. But if you can make your mind so strong enough to get through it, that's something we'll be able to do. Of course, most of us, with a lot of dedication, conviction, will get through the things that we want to get to in life. But if the people who lack it, I won't say not have it, but people who lack it or don't use it efficiently can have this feature with them where they can get through whatever they want to achieve. I think this will be the biggest feature a human can have, because there are infinite possibilities the world can achieve. And imagine creating, finding and discovering something new by every one of us, and I think we'll have a better place to live in and better place for all of us to grow and live in harmony and peace. I think this is something I just want to add. Thank you.
That was another fun table topic session. So now back to Toastmasters.
Toastmasters Sachin for the thoroughly entertaining session. Shall we take a 10-minute break? Please network outside. Welcome back, Toastmasters. Let's get into the third session for the day. It's going to be all about general evaluation and feedback. Remember, feedback is the breakfast for champions, or something like that. Our feedback champion for today is Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma. He is the past president of Mekong Communication Club. He has won multiple contests. He's thrashed me in table topics multiple times to win the contest as well. So let's give it up for our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan, for that extremely generous introduction. A very good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests in the room. Since this is the last session of the day, I'll get straight started with a general evaluation of today's meeting. So my role is to evaluate what you have seen so far, right from the very beginning of the meeting. The business session this evening began at 6:22 p.m., which is not bad at all considering we didn't have all the role takers in the room. We can still make further efforts, including the general evaluator today, to come a little earlier to the meeting room and get it started, because the president alone all by herself can't do it. The business session commenced. There was an announcement about the moments of truth. I'm sure it's been reiterated a few times how important it is. So all our members, please do make it a point to attend this in a couple of weeks. And there was the role takers announcement by our VP Education, Toastmaster Apoorva. It's nice to see that she's doing it for not just 1 week, but for 2 weeks at a time. And it shows you that our members have started taking up roles and become proactive again. So that's really well done. The business session was closed. Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachana took over at 6:26 p.m. Toastmaster Rachana, as usual, you expect nothing less from her, and an intellectual way to start. The mark of a good Toastmasters meeting theme. She starts off by passing her comment on the theme about how she feels on the theme. So where she did very well here is as Sergeant at Arms. There was a great story there about getting prepped up in the morning and doing her hair without her spectacles on, and because she doesn't have it on, she has to guess how well it is going. And a wonderful introduction to our president, Toastmaster Latha, there, with a tinge of humor in a very respectable manner, without bringing no problems to the position of the president there. A harmless sort of a joke that she doesn't even let go, spam callers. So that was wonderfully done. Where could Rachana have improved in her Sergeant at Arms address? Now, you had a wonderful story there. My suggestion, or what I thought, could you have started right off with the bang, coming here with that story itself? And yes, I know it's a recurring incident in your life, but just do this. The other day, I was in front of the mirror and I was getting prepped up in the morning. I was doing my hair, and I usually do it without my spectacles on. Fun fact about me, I'm a little short-sighted, so I can't see that well in the distance. So basically what I have to do is I have to guess how well I'm doing my hair. So I did it for a good 10-15 minutes, and I put my spectacles on expecting myself to look gorgeous, and my God, right? And you can use whatever animal metaphor you like, describe yourself or anybody. I look like something like that. So, and thereafter, give your perspective on the theme. Basically, what you are is affects what you do in your life. World through blunted sight. Other than that, Rachana, I know that you've been working hard. You've been doing everything necessary as Sergeant at Arms here, prepping up the room. Post the meeting, you'll see her pack all these things up in a very diligent manner and leave. And before the meeting also, she was here prepping everything for a job wonderfully well done. Can we give our Sergeant at Arms a tremendous round of applause? Sergeant introduced the president. The president asked the guests to introduce themselves. We had 4 guests who introduced themselves very well, no problems with that. Then we had the secretary, Toastmaster Madhu, read out the minutes of the previous meeting, as usual, comprehensively done, read out clearly, loudly, and in detail without skimping over anything there. For the procedure, well done. Can we give Madhu as well a good round of applause? Went on to our presidential address by Toastmaster Latha here, our steadfast president who has taken over this term. She spoke about the book itself, from where our Master of Ceremonies brought this theme to today's meeting, and what that book says. And then she had a story about a little girl who had partial blindness and she had to help her and how she was feeling back. So, great story there. But what I would suggest is, this is not just Toastmaster Latha, but anybody who's been given a theme to speak on, or a table topic to speak on, try and find out what is the essence of this theme. What is the Master of Ceremonies who picked this trying to say at the end of the day? Because what I saw is that you gave the story and you walked away. You straight away introduced Chetan and it was over. So what did you make out of that story? Finally, my fellow Toastmasters, each one of us has our shortcomings. Each one of us has our strengths. Try and play to your strengths and don't try to copy anybody else. Because whether you're looking at the world through clear sight or blunted sight, you are you at the end of the day, and you can do a tremendous job to introduce the person who gave us the theme, and we can move on in that way. And apart from the speech itself, Toastmaster Latha's speech is just one part of being the president of the club. I've known you for 2 months now as the president, and you have been doing a very proactive, I know what you've been doing behind the scenes as well, managing your executive committee and setting these meetings up, and being at the head of our meetings. You're doing a wonderful job in my opinion. Can we give a good round of applause to our president? Moving on, the president went on to introduce our Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Chetan, whose evaluation actually come towards the end. Before that, Toastmaster Rachana here has shared the ballot for today's meeting in the group. So please do vote for your choice of best speaker and best table topic speaker, and do not submit the ballot. Please leave the other 3 categories open. I'll give you 10-15 seconds to do that. Assuming you're done, moving on to the first session of today's meeting was the prepared speech session, and we had 2 wonderful speakers today. First speaker was delivering level 1 project 1 Toastmaster Ajay, his icebreaker speech, and it is being evaluated by Toastmaster Deepa. Before I have you here, Deepa, can I ask you if you've received the project guidelines in advance? Okay, can I have your evaluation?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Ajay. First of all, congratulations for completing your first icebreaker session. And today I would like to talk about what you excelled at and what you may work on. First of all, it was amazing, good interactive session, I could say, and the confidence were great, and voice was clear and easy to follow, and nicely added humor, especially with the reference to your dad, which kept the audience engaged. And you may work on what I felt is probably on the eye contact with the audience, might be little engaged. But overall, it was an amazing session, and congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. I'm assuming this is also your debut as an evaluator, so first time evaluator and a first time speaker. Toastmaster Deepa, it was a good evaluation, and what I'd say about an icebreaker evaluation in particular is the point of the evaluation is to that person is giving their first ever speech. So the point is to motivate them to come back and give more speeches, right? It was one point where he did well and one point where he could improve, a short and sweet evaluation. Probably you could have focused more on his strengths. Probably his sense of humor, you did note. His level of self-awareness as a speaker, what he's done so far in his life, how he feels, his ability to weave a story, which is second to none, or his strong voice. I know it's difficult as a debutant evaluator to note many things, but nevertheless you took up the role and you did a good job. Can we have a round of applause for the speaker and evaluator? And moving on to our second speaker, which is Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi, attempting his level 1 project 4, which is being evaluated by Toastmaster Apoorva. Since you are the VP Education yourself, can I ask if you have received the project guidelines in advance?
Yes.
Can I have your evaluation?
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Firstly, I would like to congratulate my target speaker, Toastmaster Rahul, for giving such an enduring and engaging speech. The two areas, today I would be evaluating your speech in 3 parts. Areas where you shine, and areas where you need to work on, and the areas where you need to challenge yourself. Firstly, the two areas where I felt you shined was that your speech was beautifully blended with analogies and metaphors throughout your speech. And secondly, the message of the speech that you kept, that was that it's not the journey that, it's not the destination that matters, but enjoying the journey throughout is what actually matters. So this message was very relatable to each of us sitting in this room. And I felt that the introduction, body and conclusion were in place. Like you started the speech by asking a question, telling, have you all gone for a vacation? And then you went on to tell in the beginning itself about your journey where you went throughout India, you drove. And then you moved to the body, and then at the conclusion you again summarized your body and again connected it to the introduction. So in a way it was a full circle. Now coming to the areas of improvement. I frankly felt the speech was not very well organized. Like I felt you came on the stage, you had pointers in your mind and you went on delivering it. And because of that, at places I was constantly thinking, where is the speech really going? Like you spoke about mental health, physical health, and connected to the wheels of the car, and then you told person who will accompany you is what matters, and you related money to petrol. So somewhere it got confusing for the audience, and I'm sure many of them would have zoned out right then because of that. Instead, if you had explained your story in such a way that you would have told, like when I was in this journey with my family, I saw this particular incident that happened and which made me realize the importance of money or physical health or mental health. It would have been more connecting to the audience, and the audience would be with you throughout the story. Somewhere that was lost. And coming to the challenge, I would like to tell Toastmaster Rahul is one such person who has this rare quality of being very comfortable behind the lectern. So I feel you need to put that into your maximum use. I want you to sit down and actually write a speech. Think about the places where you can add body language, voice modulation, think of the story, what you can give in such a way that the audience will be hooked to the story, and then actually give a speech. So in short, I would like to say that there were many areas that shined. The story was very enduring and engaging. Only thing is, maybe you need to sit down, write it up, so that it is more connecting to the audience. Thank you, and over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorva, for that evaluation. I do agree with those points of recommendations that you mentioned today about speech requiring a little more organization there from Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi. Nevertheless, the content was great. I thoroughly did enjoy the speech, and what I must commend is Toastmaster Rahul Gandhi is going at the pace of a bullet train here. You are an ideal for the rest of the members in the club. The pace at which you want to deliver speeches after speeches. So please keep going at that same speed is what I'd like to tell you, and an amazing evaluation by Toastmaster Apoorva today as well. And in general, for all of our evaluators, one suggestion that I can give is make your evaluation crisp and mention points. Point number one, I loved the structure of your speech. Point two, your sense of humor, the humor that you incorporated. Point three, the gestures were not too distracting, the gestures worked very well, where you could improve. And in that manner, it is easier for the person to digest. Nevertheless, your written evaluation also adds to your spoken evaluation. Despite all of this, our evaluator and speaker have done a wonderful job. Can we give them a good round of applause? Moving on, we had the table topic session by again our debutant table topics master, Toastmaster Sachin today. He came to the lectern, and that was the shortest, the most crisp introduction I've seen to table topics. I'll give you a topic, you come and speak. It's as simple as that, and I really appreciated that. Probably what Sachin could add on, or all of you who will take up table topics master, is why we have this session. It can benefit you in your life when there are situations when you need to speak on the spot. Just a small point. Moving on to his topics, he had 11 wonderful topics today. How can I describe these topics? Very humanizing, very endearing, very soft topics that would have happened generally in most of our lives. Telling a lie, imagining yourself in a movie, food, weird food combinations, or trend, embarrassments, pranks, excuses. So, sort of a set of topics that most people could manage to speak on, and hats off to every single speaker who came here to the lectern today. And the result is right there on the board, which is most of you managed to reach greater part of 1.5 minutes or even cross 2 minutes. So that speaks to the quality of the topics that Toastmaster Sachin had today. And the choice of the speakers by Toastmaster Sachin also worked out very well for me. Whether it was the food combination given to Deepa Udanka, or the embarrassing moments given to Toastmaster Shuba. The swap voices I would have given to someone else, but nevertheless, he's done a wonderful job as table topics master, and all of us were on our stomachs laughing throughout the session, and the responses were such that it made it look that way. So for our debutant table topics master, who's done a more than wonderful job, can we give him a good round of applause? Moving on to our TAPG reports for today, we had Toastmaster Aadishwar as our timer. Can I have your report?
Once again, good evening fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So the meeting was commenced at 6:22 p.m. Business session, time taken was 3 minutes 43 seconds. Welcome by Sergeant Arms, time allotted 2 minutes, time taken 2 minutes 27 seconds. President address, time allotted 5 minutes, time taken 4 minutes 11 seconds. Report on previous meeting, time allotted 2 minutes, time taken 2 minutes 37 seconds. Master of Ceremonies, time allotted 20 minutes, time taken 14 minutes. Prepared speeches, Toastmaster Ajay, that was an icebreaker. So 4 minutes to 6 minutes is time allotted, time taken 4 minutes 55 seconds. Evaluator of icebreaker, Toastmaster Deepa, time allotted is 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and time taken is 53 seconds. Second speaker, Toastmaster Rahul, time allotted was 5 minutes to 7 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes. Time taken was 6 minutes 50 seconds. And evaluator for your speech was taken by Toastmaster Apoorva, time allotted is 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and time taken was 3 minutes 18 seconds. Table topic master, time allotted 20 minutes, time taken 27 minutes. And break time was allotted 10 minutes, time taken was 12 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aadishwar, the fastest timer we've had at Mekon Communication Club, whether it is in his introduction or in his report. One simple suggestion that I can give to Aadishwar or anyone is to slow down when you're narrating those initial things, when you raise the red flag and stuff, so that most of our new members can learn what is happening as well. So you've done a wonderful job. Moving on to our counter today, our returning counter, Toastmaster Bhoopathi.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster, dear guest. Here is the report. K Acting President Latha Nagar, 1 pass. Toastmaster of the day,
Excuse me,
Chetan, 1.
just a correction. It's the president, not the acting president. The acting president will be the VP in the VPM if I'm not on the chair. So it's the president.
Oh, sorry. Okay, Toastmaster of the day, Chetan, 1 hour, 1 pass. Timer Aadishwar, no flawless. Half counter Bhoopathi, 1 pass. Grammarian Dishitha, flawless. BB Evaluator Samir, flawless. Ajay, flawless. Evaluator Deepa, flawless. Speaker to Rahul Gandhi. Repeated wave leave I. Evaluator to Apoorva, 5 hours, 1 will. Repeated wave. Pass 2 times. And table topics. Toastmasters Sachin, 1 hour. Udanka flawless. K Prabhakara sir, flawless. Toastmaster Jyothi, flawless. Veerabhadrappa, 1 pass. Gajendra, flawless. Shuba, flawless. Madhu, flawless. Bhavana, 1 am. Repeated wave late, pass 1. Aadishwar, flawless. Sakshi, 1 hour. Shivaprasad, 2 hours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhoopathi, for that rather encouraging report for all our members today. All our members seem to have done really well in today's meeting. That's a good sign. And on another note, it's just nice to have Toastmaster Bhoopathi in the room. Please do come more often to our meetings. Moving on, let's have our next role taker, Grammarian Toastmaster Dishitha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shivaprasad. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. As the grammarian for today, here is the report. There were really good usages of a few figures of speech. One such was poof, illusion is gone, which is an onomatopoeia, which means that the word sounds as you say it. So that was noted by me and it was a really good usage. However, there is one more thing that I would like to highlight, that there were phrases such as nonsense, stupid and screwed which we used during the speech. Let us try to refrain from that. Although there was a very good, humorous, well-rounded speech, your speech would be still as good as it should have been, even without using these words. So that is one thing I would like to say. And one more incorrect usage was of the word new instead of no. So the present tense would have to be used instead of the past. There were a few good usages as well, like nitty-gritty and crux. Those were good vocabulary which was noted. In the very first speech as well, there were a few really good usages of vocabulary like bilingual, mom, radar and midnight oil, so that is well appreciated. However, the word of the day was used thrice today, once by Toastmaster Ajay and twice by Toastmaster Rahul. But there was one, however, incorrect usage of the word of the day, which I think is okay. We are still learning and there is always room for correction. And there was also a good usage of vocabulary with respect to the words such as gravitate and proactive, and that is the end of my report. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dishitha. Shows how proficient you are in the English language. Every now and then we get, and it's been a long time since I've heard onomatopoeia here at Icon Communication Club. Wonderful job done. Moving on to our last TAPG role taker, Toastmaster Samir.
Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. As a PP evaluator, I requested you to enter and exit during the applause only. But I saw few people walking in and out whenever they want. And also I heard some beep sounds from phone. So kindly switch off or silent the phone at least next time. Accept these mistakes. The meeting number 1333 was mine.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Samir, for that honest report from your side. I really like that. And just another point that I forgot to mention, it is not Toastmasters Bhoopathi fault that there is acting president written right there in that book. Any of you here taking up our counter in the future, if you see Latha there until December, please scratch off acting because it is the president of the club. And now can we have a humongous round of applause for all our 4 TAPG. Now can I ask what is the status of our ballot? Is it fully functional?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. The final evaluation today is of our Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster Chetan, who came up with this theme, or should I call it a perspective? I don't know what it is. He started off with a wonderful line: spectacles were considered harmful 100 years ago, and which is just unimaginable if you look at it today. I think until about World War II ended, people considered cigarettes to be good for you. So, a wonderful line to grab your attention as the audience. And the whole point that he made as a Master of Ceremonies, he didn't go on for too long, as you would want an MC to. Based on eyesight, whether you see the big picture or the nitty-gritties depends on your eyesight. So basically, at the end of the day, each one of you is like a painter in your life, and play to your strengths. Each of your paintings is going to be different, so just play to your strengths. So a wonderful message that he had there, and beautifully transitioned into the introduction of Rajshri's medley and how he came up with Toastmasters. So that was done brilliantly well. And the wonderful point that I liked is that Toastmaster Chetan is the one conducting the meeting. So when somebody who's a beginner stumbled a little bit, he was immediately there to correct him and tell you what is the right thing. He was immediately there to give you a clarification. And there were minor hiccups during his role, but I don't have any suggestion as such for him. And what also stood out to me is the introductions that he gave to the speakers. He could have just said, Toastmaster Sachin has played at the state level for Karnataka so many times. But he went on to say, he's a chess champion. That makes you feel good. That's the kind of introduction that uplifts the role taker before they come here to the lectern. So all in all, for conducting this meeting number 1333, can we have a wonderful round of applause for our Master of Ceremonies? With that, I come to the end of my general evaluation, and I request everyone, if you have not completely filled the ballot, please do so, and I hand the charge back to our Master of Ceremonies, Toastmaster.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, once again. I hope all of you have voted by now. Yes, then I'll hand the charge back to Toastmaster Latha, our President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan, for giving this wonderful theme, a lot of new learnings. Toastmaster Sachin for conducting a very crisp and interesting table topic, and Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma for giving an evaluation which will help us improve ourselves. In the meantime, I would like to call upon our VPM Toastmaster Sakshi, where he wants to make an announcement regarding the membership renewal fees.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. It's that time of the term. It's the renewals time for the next term, that is October 25 to March 26. And if you have seen yourself grow in this club, if you have seen the difference in the way you deliver speeches, and if you have seen how you've sharpened your leadership acumen, and not just that, if you've just enjoyed coming here and the journey itself, then it's time to continue that momentum. The deadline for the renewals is 31st October, and the September, sorry. My bad. 30th September 2025. And the fee is 7,200. It is recommended to do self-pay and share the balance 800 rupees to our treasurer Toastmaster side. And and I hope we finish our renewals early so that we can focus on why we are here, that is to build confidence and to take a little bit of the stage time. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Saket. Now, very soon you're going to get a message in the Mekon communication group giving a breakup of how much you need to transfer to Toastmaster International and how much needs to transfer to one of the members group. So all the details will be sent. I request all the members to please renew before 29th September 2025. So all the dues can be transferred to Toastmaster International quick. So I request all the members by 29th September, please do the renewal fees. Now coming to the winners, have everyone voted? 24 people but 26 votes. Yes. No, guests can't vote because they don't have they can't get into the Mekon. There are 24 people and 26 votes. That's why, and now it's 27. Everyone has got prize. Huge motivation. We need to find a way, Sachin.
I'll figure this out. I'll figure this out.
We'll figure this out. Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. Now. Okay, in the meantime, we had a few of our guests who couldn't introduce themselves when we started with the business session. So I would request all the guests who will introduce themselves, please stand up wherever you are, tell us your name and from where did you come to know about our club. So I think, yes, please start.
I am Vittal, I'm a CA finalist. I'm doing industrial training at Bhoopathi right now. I got to know about the club because of Dishitha.
Dishitha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pravalika.
Yes.
Yes, my name is Pravalika. Good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters who are sitting here in this room. I have been following this Toastmasters club for quite a while before also, and I'm actually from Hyderabad, so I'm in Hyderabad also. I'm following this content, Toastmaster content. So I always want to be part of this Toastmasters club. So today I showed up here, keeping my fear aside. Today about this Mekon Toastmasters club, I got to know about because of one of my mutual friends, Dishitha. So yeah, thanks to them.
Thank you. Any guest over this side? Yes.
I'm Darshan. I'm from Bangalore. I got to know about this club through my father. My father was a member in this club only, like maybe 10 years back. So he was telling me to, I don't know exactly whether it's 10 years or not.
Do you know his name?
Omkareshwara. Omkar. So he used to tell me to join this club since 4 or 5 years. So today I finally came to this club because my father's friend told me to go. So I didn't listen to my father, I listened to my friend. So here I am, and hopefully I join this club and that's all.
Any guests left out over here? All the guests. So warm welcome to all our guests over here. Okay. Starting with our ribbons today, the best TAPG role taker goes to our Grammarian Toastmaster Dishitha. The best evaluator, Toastmaster Apoorva. Now coming to the best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Madhusudhan. Actually, our secretary was looking very shocked when I announced his name. I don't know why. Now coming to the best MDG role taker. It goes to our IPP immediate past president Toastmaster Shivaprasad Sharma. Best speaker. Toastmaster Ajay. I hereby close the meeting number 1333. Let's rise for the national anthem.